What's going on, everybody? Al here. Street Scents special edition at the Creed Boutique with my man Lewis.
Hello, everybody. Al.
Lewis,
welcome back.
I love being here. It's an honor to be here. Thank you so much for having me, and thank you so much for being on Street Scents.
Yeah, anytime.
And a lot of my subscribers have been asking me to do this video. Last time I was here, when you wanted the video, you spoke about the Gentleman's Collection.
Absolutely.
So a lot of my subscribers have been saying, Al, when are you going to do the Gentleman's Collection video with Lewis? So the time is now. We're going to do it right now. The Gentleman's Collection at the Creed Boutique with the man himself, Lewis.
Hello, everybody. Well, Al, listen, to be a gentleman, there's a few things you need to always have. You need to have a black suit.
Okay.
You need to have a nice timepiece, and maybe a nice belt, and a nice pair of shoes. I mean, these are just basic things that a gentleman requires to be a gentleman. Also you have to be a little bit well-versed, kind of controlled. And I think that fragrances is kind of an accessory to that. It's accessories to life. For example, Imperial and Green Irish Tweed, to me, they're like wearing something that's really nice and tailored, something made to measure. A nice blazer, maybe your favorite shirt. Imperial fits just like that, just comfortable, any occasion, morning, day, night. You don't have to think about it, just put it on. So that definitely fits in that criteria. So that's definitely Gentleman Collection.
Okay, real quick, let me just recap now. The four fragrances that are in the Gentleman's Collection are
Millésime Imperial.
Okay, you getting this?
Green Irish Tweed.
Okay.
Original Vetiver.
Okay.
And Aventus.
Okay.
Okay.
So those are the four that...
Those are the four that I feel that are definitely every man should own.
Okay.
Guaranteed. Green Irish Tweed, another one. Also in the fresh zone, kind of like Imperial,
okay,
but a little bit different. It's a little bit colder, a little bit more herbaceous, a little bit greener, but it still gives you the same kind of feeling, just something that's made well, tailored, and just very comfortable to wear. And again, with these two fragrances, you can wear them with shorts, t-shirt, sandals, or tuxedo, and you're in.
That's awesome.
So definitely. Moving on, Original Vetiver. Original Vetiver, to me, it's like, now there used to be a time when the husband used to tell the wife, you know what, honey, I'm gonna go for a drive. He used to get into his little sports car and drive around the hills. I mean, that doesn't happen anymore. So men really don't have that time.
Yeah, it's true.
Maybe on a Sunday, but to me, this fragrance kind of takes you there. It's the kind of fragrance that you wear because it makes you feel good. It makes you feel fantastic. It's herbaceous, it's fresh, it's invigorating, but it's also very soapy and clean. It's a very smart scent. To me, it's just a very chic, smart, very controlled scent. So it's something you do kind of like a pleasure ride.
Yeah.
So that to me is one of those personal fragrances. So again,
Original Vetiver.
Original Vetiver. And last but not least, it's Aventus. And Aventus, it's one of the new additions to our collection, and I think Aventus is a great segue between classic and modern. And also, it has a very wide, what's the word I'm looking for? It has a very wide audience. It works on a lot of people. It's fresh, it's woody, and really your body just plays a great part in the scent. It just kind of kicks up a lot of notes, a lot of fruits, a lot of spices, yeah. And it has a fantastic dry down, and it lasts like you would believe. I mean, it has great sealage. So I think this is another gentleman's scent because also woods. Men, we want to rustle through the woods, so it gives you a little bit of a dirty aspect, maybe not so tailored.
Yeah. It's
like
cool.
Imperial, it's a little bit on the rough side,
yeah,
but without being disgusting. You know what I mean? Just a little bit rough is sexy in its own. So we have definitely a little bit dirtier fragrance because of the woods, but again, it's still clean. It's dirty in a good way. So you have fresh from the pineapple, you have birchwood, and then here, we're still rustling in the grasses.
Yeah, this is the
leaves of the vetiver and the root. And the
vetiver, it's a root that they pull out and they grind it up, or how does that?
Yeah, vetiver plants, they grow about 3 feet tall.
Yeah.
Found in Asia in tropical climates, and they take these roots and they just kind of yank them up, straight up, and with the roots attached, and they kind of cut the leaves and throw them away. And most companies that have a vetiver, it's really the roots, and they dry these things for about a year, then they crush it to a powder, and they're able to distill it. So here is the only vetiver fragrance with the leaves. That's why it's not.
They incorporate the leaves in this
Creed
one.
is the only, Creed's original vetiver is the only vetiver fragrance that incorporates the leaves.
Gotcha.
We're able to stabilize that formula, so it gives you that fresh, herbaceous, leafy part along with a nice root.
Awesome, awesome.
And also, this contains a little bit of vetiver.
And you know, this to me, it's one of the best openings I've ever smelled. GIT.
Yeah,
Fresh,
absolutely.
one of the freshest and one of the best that my nose has ever smelled, honestly. I've got so many compliments from this fragrance.
Absolutely.
This has to be.
That's a great scent.
It's just, to me, it's just classic.
I love that.
Fragrance Hall of Fame right here. We should just make a Fragrance Hall of Fame and
you know what?
right away.
Starting today, Fragrance Hall of Fame.
There you go.
I have to admit, you know, this was the first Creed fragrance I ever purchased.
Before you worked?
Before I worked for Creed, absolutely. And it was back in the year 2000. It was kind of by chance how I found it. Long story I won't get into, but it's a fragrance that I think it's the one that I've purchased the most.
Really?
I have a lot of different fragrances, but this one here is the one that I actually purchased the most of myself.
Before you got into
before I worked for Creed, absolutely.
Gotcha. Wow.
And I think really, number one, it makes me feel good. Number two, I've got a lot of compliments. So when you get compliments all the time, you kind of want to.
You want to
keep that going.
Of course.
You know, and then you kind of move on and you kind of graduate. You know, because fragrance is not a collection; it's accessories to life.
Yeah.
You know, so you wear fragrances for the beach. You know, you wear fragrances to go out with the lady, and then you wear fragrances to go, with the boys.
Let me ask you a question. Do you wear fragrances to go to bed?
Absolutely.
You do. I do too. I thought I was, my wife thinks I'm crazy because I go to, after I shower, before I go to bed, I pick a fragrance, I put a fragrance on before I go to bed. And, I just want to know if other people do that, so.
Everybody wears fragrance before the bed. They just don't realize it. You take a shower, you have fragrance and soap or shampoo. So you're actually putting on fragrance. I mean, this is a little bit stronger, but yeah, I can't go to sleep without my fragrance.
Okay, and depending on what mood you're into, right?
Yeah, correct. Something light, something maybe citrusy. I mean, you don't want to wear something strong. You're not going to sleep.
Yeah.
You'll be thinking of other things. Your mind will be roaming. But maybe something light, maybe a little bit of citrus. It's very nice. And it's also aromatherapy. Citrus is very relaxing.
Yes.
So, or maybe something with a little bit of lavender. That'll work very well.
Oh, so I'm not the only one.
No. You can wear fragrance all the time. Listen, anytime you need a mood lifter, fragrance.
I have another question for you. This question, I want to clear this up right now with you because you are the man with Creed. You've been here so long. A lot of people compare this to
cool water.
Cool water. You said it before I said it. You see, he knows. And what's your take on that?
Okay.
If you don't mind.
I can see the similarities. I mean, they're both fresh. They both have that cold, fresh feeling.
But I think this is just another world.
Yeah, I mean, but they're very different. I mean, if you smell them side by side, they're very different. But I will tell you this. I have seen some green Irish Tweed-like fragrances. What I mean by that is that there's a lot of imposters of green Irish Tweed that are out there that smell identical, like a cool water-ish fragrance. So a lot of people will tell you that they've tried a green Irish Tweed smells like cool water. It was probably not a real green Irish Tweed.
Okay.
Because the minute you pick this up and you smell that fresh greenness, because it is a green scent.
Yeah.
You'll definitely know that it's not.
And this came out in 1985.
1985,
I mean,
and I believe 87 was the release date for Cool Water made by Pure Bourdon for Davidoff.
And he also had something to do with GIT or no?
No, GIT.
Did he work for
No, all the fragrances are made in-house by Mr. Olivier.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah.
The guy that made Cool Water, I thought he had some kind of connection with.
No. He's a perfumer. Works for that. He was freelancing. He's retired now.
Okay.
But he made fragrances for Davidoff. He made fragrances for Dior. I mean, he's made a lot. Pure Bourdon was really very effective in the late 90s. He made Coros.
Oh, okay, Coros, the white bottle.
Yeah.
East Saint Laurent.
Yop, he made Yop. Yop
Really?
was really popular.
Yeah, Yop, Jupe. Yeah.
Yop.
Yeah. All right. Well, I just wanted to clear that up because a lot of people are like, why would I spend so much money when I can get cool water? But I tell people
it's very different.
Cool water it's two different worlds.
Guys at home. I'm not telling you maybe not get it from here, but go to your Neiman Marcus, Nordstrom, Saks. Just take a minute, try it out. The skin is the factor.
That's true.
Sometimes you read ingredient and it sounds great, but the ultimate test is your skin.
Yeah, and you put on paper. You smell on paper and on your skin. It's two different.
Absolutely, correct.
And one more thing, Millésime Impérial. There's a fragrance on the market that tried to mimic this. by Sean John. What do you do? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that's the unforgivable. Excuse me, unforgivable. Yeah, I can see the similarities. But I will tell you this. I mean, Creed has always been very innovative, and I think every once in a while there's a fragrance that comes out to the market that's very monumental, and everybody kind of tries to take a piece of that. It works that way in fashion. I remember when Montclair made a huge splash into the fashion world, and then you start seeing that kind of fashion in the Gap. The shiny jacket. So in fragrance, kind of the same thing. Creed's always been very innovative again, and you're gonna get that.
Yeah. You're gonna get imitators out there.
Yeah.
So I mean, these are like the originals, and then people try to mimic them, but to me, it's just two different leagues.
Yeah.
These are like in a class of their own. Even real quick, this one is another one that tries to mimic this. I feel like it's from Thierry Mugler Cologne.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever smell Mugler Cologne?
I have.
And it has a similarity to this, that soapy, vetiver smell to it. But I like this much better. I like all these much better than the other ones.
I think my personal take on Creed is that I love the simplicity, and I love the fact that you can smell every ingredient. You know what I mean? Yeah, it smells soapy, but that's not an ingredient. There's the leaves of the vetiver.
Yeah, that's true.
There's the roots of the vetiver. There's the lemon. So everything is alive, and as we read an ingredient, or you hear from like Rodney or myself an ingredient, you can actually visualize it. Some of these other fragrances in the market, not to put anybody down, but sometimes they're a little bit muddy, and you can't really decipher what it is. So you'll be like, I kind of know, but your nose kind of goes in many different directions. And I think it's a beautiful thing about Creed, that we use things that we recognize in life. Trees, fruits, nuts, and just that transparency and beauty. It's the elegance, and that's what makes Creed's DNA.
Yeah.
There's something about a Creed scent, you guys. And you guys at home, really, a lot of times people call us and they ask, hey, how can I tell if it's real or if it's fake?
Yeah.
We cannot authenticate anything over the phone. We would have to see it to tell you if it's real. But most likely, if you're calling, it's probably a fake one.
Oh, you mean someone calls that they have a fake?
Absolutely. People get gifts and they buy. You get
eBay.
Yeah, absolutely. But the thing about it is that Creed has their DNA. You may not like all of them, but you know when it's a Creed scent. You could smell someone, walking past you, you know when it's Creed. It just has that caliber. It's just something about them,
Yeah. Well, that's another. I'm gonna get a fake Creed bottle in the future. I'm gonna bring it here, and that's another video maybe we could do in the future.
Absolutely.
We'll do a fake versus real Creed at the Creed boutique.
Absolutely. That sounds like a plan.
So I'll get a 4-ounce fake one of one of these, and then I'll bring it here, and then we'll show everybody the difference, what to look for, and what to smell. And I'm sure they smell a little similar, but like I said, the DNA cannot compare to an original Creed.
Correct.
It's probably night and day.
Correct.
The bottle might look the same. Everything might look similar, but there's like little details in the bottle that might be different, and the overall smell is probably going to be like a night and day.
No, absolutely. And then but also with Creed, every time they make a batch, could be a little bit of difference. Sometimes the colors.
The batch variations. Yeah.
There is a batch variation. That's what it is with.
That's another thing about
Creed.
Yeah.
When you go to a fruit stand, you buy 2 pineapples. They look identical. You taste them. One could be a little sweeter than the other, but it's still pineapple. So your brain knows it's pineapple. It's still delicious. But there's just a little bit of difference. With Creed fragrances, you will find that.
That's a whole other topic too. They say 2011 Aventus has the pineapple, 2010 is the smoky one. So,
yeah, but Al, listen, it's like this. Some people like the beginning, like you said, I love the beginning, I love the opening of Green Irish.
Yeah.
Some people love the dry down.
That's true.
So, that's just how it is. People will always have an opinion, but at the end of the day, it smells amazing. Amazing. I've tried pretty much every single batch of Aventus that's come out, and I've loved them all.
Okay.
And I think that's, I don't want to...
Did you see any difference in them at all, or?
Yeah, some of them smell a little more pineapple-y than others.
A little smokier?
Yeah, a little bit smokier than others, or a little bit woody. And Windsor was another one. So it was a little bit floral, a little bit woody, but all in all, it was Windsor. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Huge caliber.
Yeah, like the new GIT. I smoked the new GIT. It blew me away. I had a 2010 model, which still I love, but a 2012 one just was like, wow, when I put it on, it felt like that opening was even better.
Yeah.
It was more crisp and more fresh.
Well, again, different batch, and climate plays a part of it, the crop, so, all that, comes through the fragrance. So that's just how it is.
Awesome, man. You know, this, real quick, before we wrap this up, this right here, I haven't seen anybody try to imitate this. They can't even imitate this. This is just in a class of its own right here. Did this won an award? Did Aventus win awards? I think it was up for an award.
You know what? I'm not exactly sure of that. I can get back to you on that, but I know that, I mean, we've gotten great reviews. You know, New York Times rated it one of the best fragrances for men in the country.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fantastic. I'm going to be honest with you, there's not many men that can resist that.
Yeah,
it's great, and for the men, the women love it. On top of that, you know, that's just a great fragrance all around, and not just for summer. I mean, I know we mentioned pineapple as being one of the ingredients, and you think of like summer fruit, but you can wear this all the time. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's all year long fragrance.
It's all year long. Again,
Lasts
jeans, t-shirt, shorts, tuxedo.
Yeah.
And this is the gentleman collection.
The gentleman's collection right here. We went on about other topics, which I really enjoyed talking to you about Creed. I learned a lot. Every time I'm here, I learn something different. You know, Lewis is the man. I mean, if you're gonna call the Creed Boutique, say hi, say you saw him here, give him a big shout out. And a lot of people, you know, they tell me, oh, I talk to Lewis on the phone all the time. I want to see what he looks like. So now you're getting to be seen more. I know you were in one of my other videos, and you're in this video, and hopefully I'll have you again in the future.
Fantastic.
Anytime. We'll do the fake versus the real. Next topic.
Yeah.
All right. So maybe we'll do an ongoing thing. You know, like different topics.
Fantastic.
At the Tweed Boutique.
Street Scents.
Street Scents with Lewis, the man right here. Anything else you want to say before we say goodbye?
You guys, 794 Madison Avenue, New York City, Creed Boutique.
Call Lewis, say hi. My man Rodney. Tell him you saw them here, and you know these guys are great. They'll treat you like family. Another thing, you guys treat everybody so. I mean, I come in here, you treat everybody like with the most respect. That's what I appreciate about Creed. When I first came in here, I was like, damn, I don't know if I should go in there. This guy's gonna probably like blow me off. I came in, me and you like hit it off. I feel like I've known you for years. Now I know you for a long time.
Absolutely.
But when I first came in, that's how I felt, and you made me feel right at home, and I really appreciate that. I respect that, and you're a great guy. Seriously, thank you so much.
You're a good guy.
All right, man.
Anytime.
Thank you for being on Street Scents, letting us know about all the gentleman's collection, all the wonderful things about Creed. I learned a lot. Hope you guys out there learned a lot. And another episode of Street Scents at the Creed Boutique. It smells great in here. Like I said, it's like my second home. I love this place. See you guys later.